Hello guys and welcome. So I've been away for a long time and I decided to post a video just to, say what I think about about some of the pairs and I mean I have nothing to do in the meanwhile, so why not? I mean, trading is so boring because you just uh, look at the chart and whatever you do with your strategy or whatever you plot on the chart, you decide what you want to do and then you wait and you enter and then the rest is just waiting again. So you have nothing to do in the meanwhile. Why not, post a video and talk about my opinion on some of the pairs, and maybe it's right and you could, use it and, better your skills. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but the future will tell what happens. So we don't know anything about the current time, and anything we say is just our what we estimate. So let's get to it. The first thing I want to know, the first pair was pound. Yeah. So I think this is gonna go down, guys, but it looks extremely bullish to be honest. Even with these two-legged move down, but uh, I have a strategy that I haven't seen it not work, but maybe this is the first time. But I'm gonna just lean on it and do whatever I've been doing, so keep myself profitable and don't want because I've figured this zone out here like 4 months ago, and the price did not reach it, you know, and stopped me out. And then I realized because I whenever I see something like this, the price usually gets there, and when the price doesn't get there, it means that just we're just gonna wait for some time and then enter again to go to that target or zone. And these supports I get from projecting the target. So, and this projection is based on a break. And a break in my setup means that too much money was spent to break a support to create another support uh, toward the downside. So, for instance, this was the main support, right? That I wanted to buy. I got stopped out, and then I assumed that the price is gonna go here, but instead it went higher, right? So no worries. I bought uh, during the way up because every day you get a new signal, but it's untouched. And I haven't like for instance, if I wanted to be more specific. By the way, I before I talk about this, I think you should buy oil. And I mean, just wait for the price to go a little bit lower, buy and target this and put your stop loss here, just below this, right? Yeah, it should make you money. At least that's what I think. Uh, why? Because we have this in the 1 hour time frame, right? We reached the 1 to 1 ratio, but it's not the final destination. And then in the 15-minute time frame, if you want to go deeper, this is how you combine, and then you get this. Let's say you get this, right? Just be extreme. The price went above the fifth extension. It is stretched too much toward the upside. Now, what does this mean? It means that you gotta just wait for a pullback and buy and target a higher high. And the target of the 1 hour is here. I'm satisfied with this, whatever. But and then you wanna measure the pullback, right? And these are the areas that you are interested to buy, the 3 and 4. So if the price gets to these zones, even if you wait for the price to get to the fourth zone, I'm not sure. If you buy here and put your stop loss, this is risking so much little and gaining too much, right? So this trade is really good. But I wanted to show you this that where is it? I think it should be here. Yeah. All right. So this is it. So the price did create a support here. You see this one. The second zone is not the target. Usually the main target is the third zone, but usually you can hold for lower targets like 4 or 5. But In this case, we just got to the third. So we created support, but what happened that didn't happen in GPUSD was that we went up so fast and so high, and the price could not be contained because we have already created a support. The sellers have spent so much money here, now they add here and then they get it. So the idea is that they trap sellers, they also stop the buyers, they go up, they go down. Okay, and I mean, we got to the target like in 10 days, but in GPUSD, for instance, it's been 4 months. It's been 4 months and we're still here, but we got indication of a downtrend, and this is the indication. Okay, so let's say uh, from this to this, you cannot find a single moment where the sellers were in control. Okay, not a single moment. Okay, maybe this is it, but it's not. Okay, because if you want to do something like this, then this is the reality, and then the price went above it, so you're not gonna use this one as your measuring um, pivot, but maybe in the I don't know 15-minute time frame we had something like this, right? We got it. Okay, but in the 1 hour time frame there's not a single moment when the sellers were in control. No, not a single moment. Like even this, see, 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now we have switched from an uptrend to a place where the sellers are able to secure more than 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. So this is what triggers a downtrend. So the next pullback up, we are going to sell for lower targets. And in fact, if you want to look for a pullback, the pullback could start from this here, this red line that I used as a place where buy stop order buyers will come in, up to here, up to 4. Okay, you can also sell 5, but it's your stop loss would be here, like so close to the stop loss. So these zones are in fact my sell zones, and I will wait and watch until the price gets here so I can sell. Maybe I will miss the trade if the price drops from here or the second area, but it's not big deal. It's not a big deal. But overall, I'm bearish, and I think the price should go here, 1.264, right? Now the next pair is gold. I'm also bearish, but this one, um, this one also had an indication of a sell, but it's not strong. So, and it's also a minute, point to enter for the sellers, because in fact, like if you want to take something into consideration, it would be this one, but maybe sellers just sold below this, right? And then they secure the 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, right? They also could go below this, right? Just one pip below it means that they have violated the low, and they have done it. They have achieved something. Now, once you see that the new buyers are coming in and they are taking a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio, right? And then after that, the new sellers are coming in, and again 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. But the fact is that um, they couldn't create a lower low going below this. So there are two things that are possible. Maybe the next week the price just falls like this, and this is just manipulation or whatever. Okay, or we go up here, or maybe a higher high, and then we fall. Overall, if you don't want to risk too much, my guess is that just wait for the price to get to the fourth zone or the third zone and then sell. Because if the price gets to the second zone and then drops, this whole thing toward the upside is violated, and we cannot no longer count on this move. But since we are bearish and we have a support down here, then I suggest you sell at the third extension. It's been like I think it's not 3 months yet, but if it's 3 months, then we would just enter at 2. Let's see. No, it's just 11 weeks. So one more week and then we can sell. I hope that within the incoming week we get to 3 or 4 hopefully. So we just sell. Okay, sell here and easily hold for this. But if by the end of the week we could not get here or here, then screw it, just sell. Sell for this. And let's go to the not interesting pair. Cadchf also created a resistance here and missed it by 4 pips. I can't believe this. 4 pips and we didn't get there. 4 pips. So in order to get back to it, it's been, I guess, more than 3 months. So I'm thinking about buying this once the market opens. Uh, Here, yeah. 16 bars, 15. Yeah, it's been 3 months and 3 weeks. Yeah, at least. Yeah, it's near 4 months. So 4 months, the price did nothing. Like even this is in total is 250 pips. So the price did really nothing. In like the buyers who bought without like this, like for any with any reason, if they enter with any reason such as this, which is out of nowhere trade, then they're making money, right? And it's a seller who should be worried, to be honest, because you created a low and then all you achieved from this, this you waste the time wasted, frustration that they had to endure, and then they achieved this. Now, like, why the buyers are not afraid anymore. If the price even gets here, they're gonna buy it, right? Because we haven't created a trend from this. Nothing, right? We couldn't even get to 2. But I think the price will fill this gap, so this is also bullish. And what else? We have Euraud. Euraud is also bearish, right? This is a support that was created and then the price went up, but I know that it's not 3 weeks. It's actually sorry, 3 months. It's actually less than that, but yeah, one more week, right? One more week and we can sell. So why I say 3 months? I think 3 months is relatively uh, enough time waited for the opposite direction, which who are the sellers in this case, to enter. So they waited 3 months. Why not enter? And we also have a support. So the price would go below this eventually. But are we gonna sell right now? I don't think so, because uh, the sellers could not create a lower low, right? In fact, they couldn't create a trend, or did they? Yeah, they can now create trends, right? They can secure a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, but they cannot go below the lows. So I think this one might yet survive the crash for now, and maybe they go uh here or here, I don't know. And then if by the end of the week, like gold, we come to the 4th extension, then we sell and hope for this like big huge drop. Yeah, it might take a month or 2 to get here, but who cares? And the last one is Bitcoin. I want to make the video short. So Bitcoin has created a support here in this flag, small flag. We created a support here. You see these wicks. These wicks created support here. The projected target was here. Yet the price went up, right? And it's obvious. The price is in an uptrend, right? But this can, give us enough confidence to enter sells at higher prices for this, right? So we sell higher and we hope to achieve this $91,000. And how do we do that? We have to look for signs that the sellers are in control. Are the sellers in control? I mean, okay, let's be generous. No, not yet, right? The sellers could not create a trend. The sellers could not secure a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio yet. But if they get here, I would be glad to see the sellers come here, like break this, just this cycle could create a downtrend that instantly breaks below this, right? If it happens, then uh, this is almost guaranteed. But right now we're still in the push phase, right? So there are buyers who bought this and they're hoping to get this, right? 4 or 3 higher highs, right? So $125,000 or around $130,000. They bought this in hope of achieving this, but I mean, selling this is really tricky, to be honest. We have no indication of the sellers being in control. This is just a pullback in the pullback phase. I mean, if the buyers are successful, then it's a pullback. If not, it's just a trend. If I see this, if I see the price gets here and then goes up again, then I would sell, right? But in terms of time spent, I think it's been more than 3 months, and the sellers are really confident and in a very good position to sell. Just because this, if the price could not create something like this and leave it behind, then I would say that it's bullish and it's gonna go higher. But since there are money, the big sellers have spent so much money to create something like this, then I think it should come down to $91,000, even lower. By the time it gets here, it could break all these supports toward the downside. But for now, I think this is accessible. So just wanted to make the video short. Thank you for watching. So we explained, we have a potential trade of oil toward the upside, and then we explained pound, Bitcoin, gold, Euraud, and Cadchf. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment. Thank you very much, and bye bye.